What's going on, YouTube? This your boy, San Antonio. Welcome back to the shop where you get facts, faith, and honest reactions. You know what I'm saying? So, today I want to jump into the topic on, I guess, men. I mean, some would say men are soft today. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I wouldn't disagree. But that ain't the angle I want to take on this approach. I mean, I know it's going to, be drizzled in there a little bit, but I want to talk about how, I guess, living in our nature. Quit trying to let people that's not men define what a man is. It's already been defined by God. So, and that's second in command to him. You know what I'm saying? Because the order says that, God, man, woman, child. And that's the order. And yet, for years we have been letting women, even some children, define what a man is. And the man having had say-so in his own existence. And, it kind of is what it is. But we do need to, like I said, get back into our role. And whether these times are soft or not, we can define that man make the definition of what a man is. Like how strong a man need to be. Who he need to stand up for. Who he must protect. Who he must lead. Who he must guide. All this on a man to determine and a man to define, not a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because like at the end of the day, the reason why I can say that so bold is because when God, when he when he passed down judgment, he gonna pass it through the light of a man. You know what I'm saying? Because he held us responsible for everything that goes on, not women. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are our helpmate, no doubt. But all that still falls on a man's shoulder. That's why I watched a little video, I want to say about a couple of months ago, and it said women, they get better understanding with things by just talking it out. The more they talk, the more whatever problem that they're going through or any solution that they're trying to arrive to, they would get there by continuing to talk. That's not how men work. We get there in silence, like letting the elements around us, like we taking them in and figuring out in our head, because the way we think is logical. We don't think off emotion. We think off what can be done, what's possible, what's not possible. And, that's how men operate. And to be scorned or told what a man should do by another, like, not male, you know what I'm saying, like a female or something like that, or a child, that's that's what we at. But, like I told you, if you go back to the 90s, that is, well, I ain't gonna say when it started, but there was a big turning point. You know what I'm saying? And, cause I told you in the 60s when they put it in legislation that, the sex and all that, which made no sense back then, but that's what they put in now. And you got to ask why they put that in there in the 60s when they knew that the time wasn't ready for what they were trying to push, but they dropped like a little tidbit that would actually pay homage on down a couple of decades away. But the 90s, like I told you, they told men we need to get more in touch with our feminine side. And again, women or not so masculine men telling real men what to do. And we got to stand up now, because they, like I said, we done gave them an inch and they done took a mile. So they done went way too far, and it's time to get back to our true nature. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, without further ado, let's go and jump into some of these videos. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, what better way to get it all out than the videos? You know what I'm saying? Because the videos give us good good grasp on the topic at hand, and to give us a little foundation on the stand on to talk on the matter or whatever. Here we go.
50,000 years ago, there was no time for porn. There was no time for around. There's no time for video games. Everything was about survival. Everything aided you in survival. The human brain was built for that because the majority of our existence was a very, very rough, brutal existence up until about 8,000 years ago. And so now we're not evolved for it. So now all of a sudden we have violent men, violent, industrious men have constructed huge cities, and we've chiseled out these little safe areas where we can go on YouTube and talk. Do you remember that video where Mike Tyson is beating the shit out of some dude on an airplane? I guarantee you that guy has made comments on YouTube and just forgot that in real life people hit you back. The other part is like you are rewarded for accomplishing goals, and you have to accomplish those goals because you have a wife and a family to take care of, and because you have a job you have to do. We as men have a burden of performance. Even when it sucks, we still have to do that thing because the alternative is to be weak and slow and dumb, which is something that we're afforded now because we live in a softer society than our ancestors did.
You heard? We have this modern way of living has softened us up a little bit, but like I said, it was our ancestors who actually, created this. I would say utopia, but it's not that because it's pure chaos right now. But it's chaos. What is it? Promoted or constructed chaos. That's what it is. But yeah, men was, we was raised to hunt, dude, and be savages, you know what I'm saying? But then now today they will call it what? Toxic masculinity, whatever. These made up words, suck up. I find it real crazy that, the way they use that word, and they try to use it to like continue to control males, and some of them fall for it. I don't get why, you know what I'm saying? But again, trying to let you be told how to be a man by a woman. Like, she come from the rib, though. Well, how's she gonna tell me how to be a man? I'm just saying, make it make sense, dude. Like this, she ain't even in the order. I mean, she in the order, but she behind what he made, ain't it? Because she come from the rib. Some of y'all gonna get in your feeling about that. Do I care? Like I said, nah, not really. But yeah, like I said, that's just what it is. And like he said, it wasn't no porn and all this stuff to actually weaken the man, how weak we are now. Because like I said, these modern day living done set us up not in the best light, because what we're by nature to do, you can go to a grocery store and get all that now. You know what I'm saying? And so men tend to lose purpose. And don't get me wrong, you get some of that purpose back in your outlets, like a video game or playing sports, or you know what I'm saying, just little stuff like that. That helps, because like men by nature, we love to compete, battle. You know what I'm saying? Seek. Used to be destroy, but at least seek. You know what I'm saying? And some folks still destroy. I mean, how you gonna take that? But yeah, it's our nature, man. And stop letting folk define our nature if it ain't us defining it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Because like I said, being that we're in second in command on the order, we should be defining everything else. I mean, because think about it. God gave us the ability to be extraordinary human beings. Think about it. When he made Adam, wasn't no school around, but yet he had the knowledge and the wisdom to name every animal, plant, tree. Like, he gave us dominion over everything. Over everything. Take that with it. Take that as you may. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on.
What's going on, man? What's going on? Yo, check this out. I was hollering at one of my homeboys and shit, and it's been on my mind for a while, but yo, fellas, niggas, gentlemen, whatever you want to be called, yo, y'all too emotional nowadays, yo. And I really think it got to do with, growing up with single mothers and you don't have no father in your household. Granted, I grew up with a single mother, but I had to reprogram my mind. I had to learn and relearn so much shit on how to be a man and how to be stoic, because there was a lot of times in my life where I used to react out of emotion. And I'm not saying as men we're not supposed to have emotion, because we are. It's the yin and yang. It's being in tune with yourself. But it's when you react with emotions. A lot of y'all niggas just react so emotional, and you fuck yourself up. You fuck relationships up. You fuck business opportunities up, and you just fuck regular opportunities up. Stop being so emotional. Stop being so quick to say shit and not taking it in, thinking, analyzing, then saying it, then coming out with a plan. Y'all don't even sit with yourself long enough to understand what to do. Y'all just so reactive, so combative. Get the fuck out y'all feelings, man. We need to be men. We need to be stoic. We need to be level-headed. We need to be confident. We need to be sure in ourselves and what we're doing. You feel what I'm saying? Stop being so emotional. That shit gonna fuck your life up. Stop.
Hey, I agree with my boy, because like I said, men are, you know what I'm saying, we calculate things, and we take it in, analyze it, and because we always come out with the most logical way of thinking. And like I said, I think that's why he made us second in command, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, we're in his image, you know what I'm saying. Men are not supposed to be emotional like that, like facts over feelings, you know what I'm saying. But like he said, a lot of them were raised by women. And not saying women can't be strong, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but you have some women that are very emotional, and they raise men and they raise them to be emotional. And that's why it's good to have a good male, a male figure around him, so that he can understand how a male truly moves, you know what I'm saying? And like, he can see a male in his true form, like, and how he just how he move, how he handle adversity, how he handle problems, how he deal with issues, like how he face adversity, how he face any real challenge, you know what I'm saying? That he need to see him go through that, and not go through it emotionally, go through it like with calculation, like with time, with effort, with, like, you know, true inner strength, you know what I'm saying? Because like I told you, men, we thrive off of peace, silence, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a moment in which we have to, like, go within ourselves and pull out, you know what I'm saying, what's necessary. You feel? We don't just act on a whim, you know what I'm saying? Like, some do, but how rarely does that just that initial reaction work out for you, versus like giving circumstance or giving issues some good thought. I'm thinking once you give stuff good thought, you have time to, like, actually play out some scenarios, some possibilities, and see which way is the best move to make, or the best path to take. And, you know, but again, you know, you let other folks tell us how to be a man. It's crazy, but, you know, some. Let's move on.
So I guess the past few of my videos upset quite few of you men, because you in my inbox on these faceless accounts whining and crying and trolling. And unfortunately, we have some women in the comment section caping. Well, nah, Jason, nah. It go both ways. That's the exact reason why we have so many sorry men today. We have these women out here, some of you coddle and you baby men and nurture men away from accountability. We got too many teddy bear women, these Florida Evans women, getting in the way whenever a man try to hold them accountable. Or the football coach, or the basketball coach, baseball coach. It all started when they was a little kid. You got in the way, Florida Evans. No, don't do it, James, no. That's you. That's why we got so many sorry, dusty, ashy, Larry face men. That's why they're able to run game on you. Because you create all these excuses for them and just help them get away with it. That's why we're going to continue to have sorry men in the rotation. Because the coddling and the babying. So don't complain about men and how they are unaccountable and all this other stuff when you can't handle it.
Yeah, some women do call them men. You know what I'm saying? But then if you had women like that raised me, my mama, auntie, and them, they didn't call them nothing. You understand me? These, they were different. They pushing you into drama. You know, not so much drama, pushing you into circumstances. Like, stand up. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? First time I got jumped after elementary. And I got whooped, man, by a couple of about, I want to say probably about four, five dudes. But they weren't even after me. I had kinfolk that they was after. They couldn't get them, so they came for me. But I was so drama-fied. In the moment, it was funny. You know what I'm saying? To this day, I still laugh off. I didn't really physically hurt that bad like that. But I was very emotional. Very emotional. You know what I'm saying? Really too emotional if you ask me. And so, when I got home that day, when I say mom, I'm really mom. I ran in front of the teacher, fell all out, and like they just abused me. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't even the case. I just, you know what I'm saying, made it 10, whatever. When I got home, and my mom found out what happened, she whooped me and made me get back out there and fight. So I literally had to sit on the porch and wait for them folk to walk up my street and walk past my house, and I had to go out there, and it was go time. And I did that one at a time. You hear me? Because they just luckily, man, by the grace of God, that they all came up, that they all walked by one at a time. And I had to get with every last one of them, man. And it was crazy. But like I said, that was the difference between women then and the women now. Mine pushed me to stand up as a man, but these, no, they coddle them. And they coddle them in the worst way. Because they want to, I get it, your love, you know what I'm saying, Mama Cub. But then, like, think about Mama Cub now, because a bear and her cubs, she ferocious. Like, she ain't coddling nothing. She vicious as can be. So I ain't go for lion and lionesses and all that, but I'm just saying. But the women, they get in the way. Then when you call them out, tell them, you know what I'm saying, they out of line, out of pocket. Oh, cuz you all kinds of names. Like, again, trying to tell you how to be a man, but then, you know, you try to tell them how to be a woman, now it's a problem. And I don't see how that, you know, that don't work. That don't work well anyway, but, you know, it's these times we're living in where men stand up and take our roles back. This wouldn't even be a discussion. Wouldn't be a debate. Wouldn't be none of that. You know what I'm saying? But we leave, when you leave room in for error, this is what you get. Step up and take your role. They won't have no place to even stand up and challenge you on nothing. You understand me? So let's get back to it.
God did not create Adam and Eve at the same time. He created Adam first, gave Adam his responsibility, gave Adam his word, because God holds men responsible first. When men abandon their lead responsibility, women are critical. They're essential. He uses Ezer Kenigdo. She's an essential collaborator. But when mankind fell, God didn't come and say, Adam and Eve, where are y'all? He said, Adam, where are you? The Bible says in Adam all die, not in Adam and Eve all die.
Wow.
When God did the covenant, he said, I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not Sarah, Rebecca, and Rachel. In other words, he would hold men ultimately responsible. In Exodus chapter 34, verses 23 and 24, God called all the males, he left all the women home, and he said, if I can get you men to listen to me, I will send you back and I'll save your nation. So he holds men ultimately responsible. So when men fail, it's like the foundation of a house failing. The other parts are critical, but the stability of the other parts are dependent upon the solid foundation. Foundations don't have to be pretty, but they better be strong. So God is calling men to be strong so that everything else, family, churches, and culture, can be built on their strength. Because if not, then we're calling on women to be women and men. And God is not calling on them to be both. He's calling on us to be men. When men fail, the Bible says in Isaiah chapter 3, when men fail, it says the children rebel, the women take over, and it says the men become weak.
Wow.
So the Bible holds men ultimately responsible.
I don't know about you, but I think I've seen some kids out there rebelling. Don't they have like what they call it, a teen takeover? Women all over the place running stuff. So men, again, it's time for us to step up and be, you know, called, I mean, you know what I'm saying, what we're called to be. And that's not rightful place, position. Women, this ain't got nothing to do with you, so don't be trying to make this about you. This is about men. Stand up. You know what I'm saying? That's simple. Like, every time you try to call men to their rightful position, women always got to put their little 2 cents in. I'm asking for your 2 cents. Like he said. It's for us to stand up, man, because God going to hold us accountable when it's time to be judged, not you. That's what the whole submission thing is about. You know, women have such a problem doing. Because when you're with your husband, he is the lead of the family. That's not belittling her. That's just saying he is the, you know, the foundation in which the family is built on. She can have everything else around that time she wants to. I don't really care. But I'm saying, when they go to heaven or wherever they go to be judged, God is going to ask that man, well, you know, she'll be judged accordingly on how she submitted to his following. You know what I'm saying? If he followed well, did she submit to that well following? You know what I'm saying? Like that well following. It ties together because, like I said, you submitting to his will. You feel me? And his will is following what God said do. His leadership. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's why I say God, man, woman, child. She's the helpmate. When he can't get it from her, he turned back to God. And, you know, all that ties together. But like I'm saying, it's the man who have the who the judgment is gonna get placed on, not the woman. I don't think she'll get placed for like did she submit to his leadership, like, you know, and his leadership better been following God. You know what I'm saying? His heart anyway, because he don't care about what he don't care about your doings. We that was what the pastor talked about in church yesterday. He was saying about, are you going to heaven? You know what I'm saying? Because you go to church every day, that don't necessarily mean you got a ticket in there. Because in Matthew, it was, I forget, Matthew, I want to say it was 6:22. Because he was talking about, you know, get from me, depart from me, like I never knew you. That line right there. And when he said new, he did 2 different kinds of new. New. You know what I'm saying? One no mean I can know facts on you. That don't mean I necessarily intimately know you. But then he spoke about him and his wife, like how they've been together over 40 years. He know her intimately. He know everything about out the end. That's what he mean by when he said, "Get from me, I never knew you." Like I knew of you. I knew you existed. I knew the facts of you being there, but we didn't have a relationship. And, you know, some folks, they do many, you know, what they would call good deeds or whatever. And they feel them good deeds is what's going to get them into heaven. And it's not, because he can care less about the deeds, because the deeds are good, but you can't like harp on your own deeds about, you know, what I did, you actually justifying your own good works, and that's irrelevant if your heart ain't right. And you know what I'm saying, when he's looking at things, getting in won't require what you done. It will require what your heart is filled of. You know what I'm saying? Is it filled with love? Is it filled with compassion? Is it bitter? You know, a little something like that anyway. You know, I'm just spitballing. But let's get back to it.
Man, this generation soft as hell. Nowadays, you can't spit your opinion on anything without getting canceled. Like, what happened to constructive criticism? What happened to telling people when they're wrong and putting them in their place? What happened to somebody being able to tell you where you're lacking at and you actually fix where you're lacking at? Everybody wants the soft and sweet way out. Oh yeah, you're doing great, when they're not doing great. You can't have a mind of your own. Nobody wants to disagree. Everybody wants to be in agreement. Nobody has their own opinions, their own spine to stand on. And sad reality is that's what's keeping a lot of people stuck. The fact that you're not able to take constructive criticism, people will never correct you when you're wrong. Sometimes you need a friend who's gonna tell you, yo, you're not performing at your best ability. No, that shit you did was trash. I know you could do better. Yo, you not locked in right now, bro. Tighten up. We need friends like that. The friends who are gonna tell you what you want to hear every time, who are gonna tell you, oh yeah, bro, you did good, bro, when they know you didn't do good. Those are people you really need to watch out for. That's the ones who will let your ship sink, and you're not even gonna know what's a hole in the ship.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying one bit, because I'm telling you, the ones who gonna be honest with you, them gonna be the most crookedest ones. Them the ones that, like I said, gonna let that ship, he said let the ship sink and just kind of like not tell you nothing. I think they might be the one that punctured a hole in the ship. Now I'm just saying they will, because like a true friend would be honest with you, whether it hurt their feelings or not. And constructive criticism is a good thing. That's to help you build. It's to point out your flaws and tell you what you need to correct. But if you're emotional, you don't want to hear no correction because you're in your feelings. And you move them feelings out the way and get back to them facts. This is what you need to work on. Because like I said, it's okay to be criticized. When did we get to that? I'm like, my boy, when did we get to this point where you can't criticize nobody no more? Shame is necessary. I keep trying to tell y'all, shame is a tool. It's a tool in which to, you know, kind of mark where you at and where you need to be, like where you need to go. Because like right now you below the actual just the average level, dude. You need to work on it. You need to tweak, do something to do better. Shame is necessary. I don't care what nobody say. Look, my kids know, my wife know this is what I do. Like, and I want it in return. Like, don't sugarcoat nothing for me. If it's something I truly need to work on, give it to me. I'm not scared to be, criticized. I want to be better. Gotta be better. It's a must. I was talking to a lady in the store the other day, and we were talking about memory or stuff that you remember from, in the past. And she, for some reason, mama said she didn't want to remember nothing. And I was like, huh? What you mean you don't want to remember nothing? Like, that don't even make sense. I said, if you don't remember nothing from your past, how you know you're getting better? Moving forward in the future, you're like, you're right. I know I'm right. So that's how criticism is. You have to have some kind of, somebody got to, I ain't saying criticize, but I'm saying you need to be judged on where you're at. So you know how to move accordingly, how to get better. If you're stuck in one position, like I told my kids, man, it's okay to be wrong. That means there's room for growth to get right. And if you're one of them people who think you know everything, come on, cuz. That's dead man walking. Ain't no growth in you because you know everything. You can't move forward, can't move backwards, because let you tell it, you know everything. And that's not a person I want to be around. I don't want to be around nobody just just stuck in life like that. I want somebody to be around some folks that I can grow with. Or I always keep some folks around you that's smarter than you. You know what I'm saying? Don't never be the smartest person in the room. Because you can be the smartest in the room, but you don't want that on a normal basis. Like, you always want people around you that's smarter than you to challenge you, to, make you get a little better. You know what I'm saying? You want to be around folks who showing growth and showing movement. You know what I'm saying? Some you want to be attached to. And, yeah, so I get what he's saying, why he's saying everybody, dude, this generation soft, because truth be told, very emotional, too emotional if you ask me. I think the emotion would hold them back, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, we're going to go ahead and stop right there. This was a good video, you know what I'm saying, good reaction video, but I just wanted to stop through, swing through, and tell men, hey, it's on us. Don't worry about what women say about you. Don't worry about what nobody say about you, because at the end of the day, again, you can only control you. So don't worry about what other folks tell you. Okay, if you listen in a sense that I'm going to get better. I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to get more consistent. You know what I'm saying? Write down some of the stuff they saying, and that way you can check off Okay, I ain't doing that no more. I ain't doing this no more. You know what I'm saying? Use it in that sense. You don't have to use it in the sense of, man, look how he doing me. Look how they just don't nobody believe in me. It ain't about who believe in you. You believe in you. Don't worry about other folks. You believe in you. Hey, possibilities are endless. I'm telling you. No, but I'm saying though, you have to like focus on you. And I'm telling this to every male man, whether you young, coming up, old, getting older, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Long as you got today, you always have an opportunity to be better than you was yesterday. And then tomorrow, when it comes, you can look back on yesterday and see where you better. If you wasn't, you still got another day, excuse me, to be better. So take every opportunity as they come. You know what I'm saying? That's why the past is the past to learn from. The present is now, and the future is where you want to continue to grow. Excuse me there. But again, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. It's the ENT Shop. Again, well, you know, we focus on the facts, faith, honest reaction. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that was a good one though. I like this one. You know what I'm saying? Because it's on us, man, to do our job. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like I told you, we went through this growing up, man, with the sticks on the shoulders and knock that off and crossing lines and stuff. I don't ever been baptized. I'm good. I wish we can bring it back so some of these kids can understand what the true essence of a man is for real. Because that was facing the adversity for real. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'll get back with y'all on tomorrow. Peace.
From the first hello to the last farewell, welcome to the shop. Come on in and stay, where the world feels a little brighter today. Take a look around, let your worries drop. You belong right here. Welcome to the shop.